Hello everyone, hi, how are you guys doing today? Welcome back to another episode reaction to Doctor Who. This is live and I'm Smart How. Doctor Who time again. We just started a new season. Last episode we got what was the name of the episode? All I can think about is Miss Belinda Chandra, the Robot Revolution. We got introduced to our new companion for this season, maybe longer, maybe shorter, who knows, which is Belinda Chandra. She doesn't like the Miss, even though that's all I can think about because she was a really fucking funny bit. She's maybe the first companion we've had in the new show who just straight up goes like, fuck you, I don't trust you and I don't want to deal with this, take me home. Like, I feel like we've had people before that have acted that way, but this is like a straight up like the new season's companion, unless they are gonna do like a crazy switch or something. But I think she's the new season's companion, and if that's the case, then like, yeah, man, like I don't fucking know. Like, this is just a fun contrast to what we usually get with companions, which is this like sense of wonder and adventure. And maybe she'll have that, but we are essentially forcing her to go along with us. And when I say we, I don't mean the Doctor or the audience, I mean like the plot, because at the end of the episode, Earth blew up or something. I don't know. Like, it looked bad, and we don't really have much understanding as to what happened. We just know that the Doctor couldn't land there. Then he was like, all right, I'm gonna take you the long way around. I don't know what that means, but I don't know, we'll see this episode where they go. I do want to say that I really love the Robot Revolution, because that episode was goofy as shit. Like, there was oh god, you know what my favorite part of that episode was, actually? And it's really funny. Like, my part of the experience of it is whenever Sasha 55 died. Because I heard her talk and I was like, she's gonna die in 10 seconds. And then she died, I think, in 14 seconds. Since I said that, it was 14 seconds. I counted them. In fact, I left those 14 seconds intact with uncut on the YouTube video so you could actually see it happening in real time. It's so fucking funny. Like, it's funny because the show wanted me to be sad for her, because the Doctor is sad for her, but at the same time it was so clear to me that she was about to die. And then it became funny to me how clear it was and how immediate it happened. It's like the equivalent of like the show being like, look at this puppy, it's so cute, it would be terrible if something were to happen to it, right? And then pulls out a gun and shoots it. Like, exactly that. That's what happened to Sasha. And to me, that is kind of funny. From like a writing perspective of like, I can just see it so clearly and it's so obvious that it's like actually kind of hilarious. Let's just move into this episode. I'm enjoying this new season. I enjoy the campiness of previous episode. I will say that I think that people don't really like the campiness that much. I say people, I think some people don't like the campiness that much, because I remember hearing something about that with like Devil's Cord last season. I love the campiness personally. I'm in for it, but I also understand that that's not the reason why a lot of people show up for these episodes. I don't know. Go watch a Stephen Moffat episode. Those are still campy, but at least those feel like there's like higher stakes. RTD episodes feel like we're in a fever dream sometimes in how campy they are, which honestly I'm in for. Alright, fuck it. I'm rambling too much. We should get ready to start here. Patreon, check out the Patreon link in the description below, pop up on the screen. You can support the channel, and you can watch full-length reactions to my entire season of Doctor Who I'm going to be watching here. I'm trying to edit these as they come. I managed to release the Robot Revolution like Friday before this episode started airing, so technically still kind of relevant on time, but that's really the best I can do. I'm also dealing with some family stuff this like past couple weeks, so that kind of sucked, but we'll see what we can do here. But full-length reactions to all of it should be up on Patreon always. In fact, maybe I'll release the full-length like earlier on Patreon, because that takes less editing. Maybe I could just release those on Patreon early in case anyone joins in. But yeah, that's about it. Doctor Who, Series 15, Season 2, Episode 2. Let's go.
Is this the pinnacle of man's creative genius?
Okay, so it looks like we're in the past. Everyone looks like they're from the 50s. Spoon. Menacing Spoon, just like JoJo. Mr. Ring-a-Ding? Mr. Ring-a-Ding goes to town.
Such a beautiful day.
Who might you be?
Don't make me laugh. I'm Mr. Ring-a-Ding. I'll make your heart bells sing.
Menacing Light. The spoon! Menacing spoon, I knew it! It's going in the image.
Don't give me sunshine. I'm more interested in moonlight, bringing me life.
Literally?
I asked you, yes, you.
Have you gained
Sitting there
sentience?
with your buckets of popped core.
Damn! Groundbreaking fur wall in like the 50s or whatever.
This one's kind of silly, isn't it?
What do you say? 'Cause here,
Oh, hell yeah!
come.
Oh, that looks awesome! They don't even know what 3D is.
Don't make me laugh.
I'm into this. I'm very much into this immediately. God, like, first of all, I love animation. Duh. Like, it's an amazing medium. I'm very partial to it. You can do a lot of really fun shit in animation that you couldn't do in real life without doing an obsessive amount of like special effects. But even then, just animation is just such a flexible medium. It's so colorful. Mixing both is so fun and interesting. Lux by RTD. Okay. Lux, light.
The one place the TARDIS cannot reach is May the 24th.
Take it back to planet Time Lordia.
Well, it got destroyed for like the 3rd time.
What about you? Who have you got? Girlfriend, boyfriend, other friend?
There is Mum and Dad.
Oh,
He works in tax. She's a violinist.
Cool.
No way.
And I would really, really like to see them again.
What are you doing?
This should get you home. Casts out a signal, like a fishing line. To May 24th, 2025, we use it to pull the TARDIS in like a hook.
Bounced all the way back to 1952.
It's 1952 out there.
Except you want to go home, so I'm going to pop out on my own.
Not a chance out of my way.
Okay, never mind. She's like, fuck it, I want to see the 50s. Close.
I went to sleep in this.
This is the fun bit.
Okay. She's more open. She's more fun this episode. I feel like, oh man, they did a transition like they did with Ruby.
This bit I like.
So what's it looking like out there? Is it all under the control of one giant cartoon creature or something? Where are we?
Miami, Florida.
Florida, okay.
4 a.m. We got dressed up for no one to see. 1952, that might be wise.
Rock Hudson. We did him on our HIV training course. This time travel thing is so strange. We know what happens to him. Poor soul.
I like immediately thinking about that.
Come back, Tommy Lee. Come back.
Come back.
Is that it? Is it done?
Yeah, that is a direct line back to 2025.
We can go now.
Suppose.
We need to get inside that TARDIS thing and leave. Yes?
Except.
Oh my god, you actually want to investigate that spooky old cinema?
His fucking face.
Scooby-Doo.
Honey,
A little.
Velma.
15 people went missing, sir, all in one night. These folks been asking about the palazzo. This lady, her son went in there, Tommy Lee, never seen again.
I'll talk to anyone about that boy of mine, if you'll bend the rules.
I got no problem. This time of night, he's looking.
Then the rules.
1952 Miami. The diner is segregated. We're breaking the law just by being in here.
That's...
Yeah.
We are busy.
How can you say that?
I have toppled worlds. Sometimes I wait for people to topple the world. Until then, I live in it and I shine.
You like those tales of outer space? Came back and searched it again and again and again. Not a damn thing.
How often do you come here?
All the time. I will
Yeah.
sit and wait for that boy. Forever.
Spending the whole night here at the diner. See if something
I
changes.
thought they'd given up, but someone delivered that thing tonight.
Hope can change the world. Mrs. Lowenstein.
Very
My name's
inspiring.
the doctor, and I will try to find your son.
Hard promises.
You still hear those old movies late at night. The old projectionist, Reginald Pye. So they closed the palazzo, he stayed on as caretaker, and every night, the movies keep playing to an empty house.
He's trying to make it sound creepy.
There is literally an old caretaker in a haunted cinema.
Come on.
Come on, Velma.
Hey, Fred!
Classic Scooby-Doo shit. So the guy stayed behind. Like, he should know everything. Unless the creature took him. Mr. Pye didn't look like he was in on it when it happened. I mean, yeah.
I'm Belinda, and this is the doctor. Really? Just the doctor, always?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Please don't hurt them.
Show me the creature. Show me some Space Jam nonsense. Yes!
Ta-da!
Hi!
I'm Mr. Ring-a-Ding, I make your heart bells sing. Please don't make me laugh, just take my autograph. What a fine and dandy day. And who might you be?
I'm the doctor, and this is Belinda. And who are you?
He just said.
Mr. Ring-a-Ding, I make your...
How am I saying cartoon? You're a cartoon.
Don't make me laugh.
He keeps saying that.
You're not celluloid. You're made of light. Light come to life.
I'm beaming at ya.
How do you exist?
I wish I knew. Ain't nobody else in this whole wide world like me.
You got your own soundtrack.
That's fun.
15 people went missing. Do you know what happened to them?
I appeared, they disappeared.
Are you supposed to be a man?
Don't make me laugh.
Why are you blue?
Don't make me laugh.
Wait a minute.
Gee willikers, you're a clever old coot. Don't spoil my surprise. Don't make me laugh, because it sounds like this.
Yes! Hell yes! Having again!
Lux Imperator, the god of light.
Okay. Dude,
I am the last thing you see before you fall into the abyss.
very intimidating. Mr. Ding-a-Ding.
I'm Mr. Ring-a-Ding, I make your heart fire.
He's beholden to the actual image, whatever form he takes.
I'll get ya. I'm Mr. Ring-a-Ding.
I love that we're doing gods this era of the show, it seems like. We're dealing with all of these gods of the Pantheon.
He showed me I was married. I was the luckiest fellow in the whole wide world. She went to cross the road, and I've been alone ever since, until he came.
The god of light can show you anything.
Don't tell me she's not really there. Because if that thing is real, then so is she.
Ah, you can see the sadness in his eyes. He doesn't want to break it to him.
What gods are these, Doc?
There are forces beyond this universe, and we think we are so clever. But we're like children, we are children. And when these vast creatures deign to look down on us, our entire reality is in danger.
15 people.
Capture them.
14. 15.
The god of light has turned them into an image.
I like
Oh my
that.
God.
A physical snapshot.
Mr. Reginald Pye.
Cartoon rules.
You will talk to me. Tell me, how did you enter this world?
Two-dimensional character. You can't expect backstory.
I know how the gods work, you were unbound to tell me.
The moonlight with reflection and electricity. You must be the one. Enemy of the toy maker, decomposer of Maestro, the
Yeah.
killer of the god of death.
Yes!
So how do I stop you?
I'm not gonna tell you that.
He's bound by the rules.
Just think, what have I not done?
That is a riddle.
Lux, you want me? Don't take Belinda, you want me? Rolla!
What's he doing?
I think we'll be...
We're turning into cartoons! This is amazing.
We gotta get out of here. I don't know. I've got a two-dimensional brain.
Oh no. They literally turn into cartoons.
Ever get me home?
Okay?
You acquired death.
Oh my god.
We can't ever go back to my planet, because Gallifrey is a ruin. I'm the last of the Time Lords. Oh, it's working.
That's so funny. This is such an interesting way to doing this.
That's it.
Keep going.
This set of revelations.
I'm scared too.
Okay, we're back.
If we break the frame,
Break the fourth wall. Sure.
That's the man, officer. I told you. Called himself a doctor, but I don't trust him. He knows something.
He offered to help you.
I give you 10 seconds to explain yourself. Continuity is terrible. This is Miami-Dade County, and that is the uniform of the NYPD.
Ooh. I was wondering if it was fake.
Inside a bloody film.
Because that all just happened too suddenly.
this is not gonna work. We need to go.
Yes, you need to break the fourth wall. Hi, Doctor. How are you going to do this? Hello.
We're the film. And that's the screen.
Where are we, though?
Oh my god.
Oh my god. This is the dumbest. She has a Meep shirt.
I knew it.
I
always
can't
knew.
believe this.
I knew this would happen because it was leaked online. Hashtag RIP Doctor Who.
Oh, she's one of those. Yes.
I am not real.
Well, we're all fiction on some level.
And you watch me on the TV.
I've seen every single episode.
Really? All the way to 63, even the lost ones.
What's your favorite adventure?
Blink.
Definitely Blink.
Yeah. Heaven sent? Duh!
I met the Beatles.
Blink.
Oh my god.
It's the story where you're not allowed to blink.
Well, that sounds like an absolute epic.
It's a bit obvious, the ending.
Oh my god.
We can't blow up Lux because he's made of light.
But what does he not do?
We don't know. Tell us.
No,
We can't. God, you're so annoying.
I was going to say that.
Are you okay?
I didn't mean it.
No, we are a bit annoying, I know that. The truth is, we...
Oh, Lizzie.
It's alright. We don't mind.
What?
Nobody in this scene is real. That is the meta of it.
We're just part of the trap so that creature can play with your minds.
We learned from the doctor, so we worked it out. We can set you free.
Sure that there is something.
No, off you go. You're 30 minutes in. Time for the third act.
Yeah, we are 31 minutes in actually.
You don't get it, do you?
What?
They stop existing the moment.
Real.
Yeah. The moment the camera leaves them, they're just not here anymore.
It's been so worth it. Just to meet you.
And thanks to you, I met my two best friends.
Aww. Was it on Tumblr circa 2013?
Just now and then you can think of us. Then we might live on just a little bit.
He's crying for his fans.
I wish that there was something.
We love you so much.
Bye. The meta of that was so fun. It was like an inverse meta.
Celluloid, when it stops, it burns. Okay. I think.
That worked? Okay. I would say it's another trick, but we're in the third act, like they said.
Is it real this time?
Oh, it's never real, is it?
Mango burned.
You're
Ooh.
alright. Come here. Let me have a look.
Time Lords have their own medicine. Extra pocket of energy.
Okay, sure.
Saving just for this.
Why, just to fix your hand a little bit?
You have light within you that builds a body. No wonder the gods of the Pantheon fell, because they were saving you from me. Get him, girls! Let me go! Let the light of a Time Lord build me a body.
Oh.
That's what I never do, my lovely friends. I never go outside. Think of all the fun I will have. The blossom of nuclear light unfurling all over this tiny little world.
Lizzie, Hassan, they told us what to do. They told us the plot. You trust me.
Yes. I'm sorry if I didn't before, but oh my god, I trust you. Yes.
I am a Time Lord.
What does that mean?
It means I know what time it is. Now run! Run!
Noon or something? Sunrise? Yeah, like the sun. What do we do with that information? I'm thinking like blow up the roof, but like, okay, gaining depth, gaining 3 dimensions.
I've seen your fingers, mate. That's nicotine. Give me your matches right now.
Dude, your fake wife is not worth this. Oh. Oh, the detail on that render is kind of fun. Oh, I love that.
Love you, Reginald.
She's giving with the matches.
I miss you so much.
Find me.
Find me?
I think you'd better run.
He's gonna sacrifice himself.
I said,
Find me. He's gonna sacrifice himself. And then he'll finally see his real wife. Oh, I love that render. Hey!
Sunlight!
Like a fucking vampire.
It's all yours, Mr. Ring-a-Ding.
He's gonna grow too large. And if he grows too large, what? He starts to lose himself. He dissolves into light.
What the flip is that?
Yeah! He's gonna grow unmeasurably large and just fade into nothingness. He is light. Oh my god. Oh my god. Goodbye, Mr. Ring-a-Ding. What did that look like from your perspective?
Or was that Mr. Ring-a-Ding?
Don't worry about it.
That's-
The people?
Is that?
Are they fine?
I swear it's them.
Yay!
No.
It's all 15. Welcome back, everyone.
Oh my god, this diner guy is adorable. Did Reggie die? I feel like he could have maybe ran, but I don't know.
Those things we said when we were scared. Let's go out and face them together, okay?
Yay.
You've been gone for 3 months.
Oh, they don't know what happened.
If you want to
Oh my god!
I can recommend this one.
Oh my god.
Limited run only. Show ends May the 24th.
Okay.
How did they do that?
Trick of the light.
Okay. That to me sounds like a confirmation that
I really, really loved it. Though I'd mark it down to a 7 out of 10.
they're still here.
Puppets that want to be boys.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I'm enjoying the silliness of this show, honestly. I'm so glad I didn't stop watching the moment credits started rolling. I heard someone say something and I just kept listening. But first thing I want to say before I forget about it. Mrs. Flood showed up, this fucking old lady. So that to me sounds like a confirmation that she might be the final boss of this season. Unless she... Well, at this point we've been fucking around with her for so long that I'm thinking, is it this season or is it going to be the entire run of the 15th Doctor here, the second RTT era? Okay, it seems to me like we're doing this. Okay, no. She said the show is gonna end on May the 24th. I mean, I don't think so. First of all, I don't think they're killing Doctor Who and they're gonna announce it like that. It would be fun, but I don't think they're doing that. Second, so episode 2 on the 19th, episode 3 on the 26th, episode 4 on the 3rd, episode 5 on the 10th, episode 6 on the 17th, and episode 7 on the 24th. I think there's 8 episodes, like last season, so it would at least go up until the 31st. So that's just not true, unless both episodes air on the 24th. Sorry, I'm thinking on a meta layer here, because that's what this episode is all about. I have a second theory now. Every single time Mrs. Flood has showed up, she has shown up in a meta-breaking way. She directly addresses the audience consistently. We have been dealing with gods the entirety of the 15 Doctors run, even the 14 Doctors run. We got the Toymaker, we got Mestro, we got Lux, we got Suthek, God of Death. We mentioned, and this is so fun, because now in hindsight it makes so much sense. There was a moment during the giggle when the 14 and the 15 Doctor bi-generated, and then they were talking to each other in a therapy sense, and that's when second David Tennant stayed behind and the 15th Doctor kept going. But there was a moment where the 15th Doctor told him, hey, we fucking fought the gods of the Pantheon and we didn't even look back at what the fuck that was. And I remember I got hyped over that because I was like, yeah, greatest show in the galaxy mentioned. I love that episode. I have a reaction to it on the channel. I love the 7 Doctors run. I love greatest show in the galaxy. It's so fucking fun. You know, clowns and a circus, and Sylvester McCoy almost blew up doing a stunt. So fun. And he didn't even blink, which is not my favorite episode. It's Heaven Sent. But now it makes so much sense that we keep mentioning the gods, and we mentioned them in a way that it was almost like a hint at what was to come, because now we have been fighting gods consistently. Theory time. And at this point, I feel pretty confident in it. I think Mrs. Flood is maybe the god of fiction. Something like that. Don't know the specific title, but something along those lines. She might be the god of reality or fiction or something along those lines, in that she is aware of reality in a literal sense. She's aware of the show being a show. She's aware of herself being a character within said show and every single person in it. And it looked a little bit like that's what this episode was, because the amount of meta shit in this episode was off the charts. But what we see in this episode is that actually that's not the case, because we saw those fans come in and, you know, we directly just have a scene where the Doctor talks to Whovians. Crazy. You know, RTD, hit me up an email next time you want to do that. I'll show up. I'll record a little bit for that of holy shit. I think there was a Marvel show that did that, and some reactors got in They just got in like a sequence where reactors were reacting to like something happening on the news in the universe of the show. If Doctor Who ever wants to do that, hit me up. I'm available. I'll do it for free, obviously. But the fiction that we see here is that they end up saying like, no, Doctor, you are real. We are the ones that are fiction. And it's like, well, the reality is that you're all fiction. Like the actual reality of it, that I was thinking about it as it was happening. And I have to say, this concept is very difficult to pull in the media that Doctor Who is represented on, because there is a history of media that wants to address the reality that we, the audience, have in relation with the piece of media by breaking the fourth wall. We have a history of that. Many pieces of media do it. Some of them I love dearly, but most of them are something like a video game. A video game has a lot more interaction that you can actually manipulate in a way to actually kind of sell you more on the illusion of it. I feel like a show that you're watching on a screen is a little more difficult. I'm going to mention a game that I actually really enjoy. It has kind of a bad reputation by some people, but I really enjoy it, and it's called Doki Doki Literature Club. And it's a game that pretends to be like a cute like dating game where you talk to girls in a literature club. And then like halfway into it turns into some crazy shit. It's psychological horror, but more importantly, it's because one of the characters is aware that she's a fictional character in a game where everyone is a fictional character. More so, they have like pre-programmed things to do and say, so she's aware of the reality that she inhabits in and the constraints that comes in, and how like that affects everything that she is, everything that everybody is, and what you are. And that is a little easier to actually convince me, the audience, in how it is presented, because that game does a lot of things that manipulate your own computer, and it pulls information from your own computer, and then it really gives into this illusion that it is breaking through the constraints presented, and then it looks like it is breaking through the constraints of it being a video game, and it's actually something beyond that. There's a lot of interactivity with that game outside of the game, and now you start to feel like, oh fuck, this game is alive, right? This character that is aware of them being a character is really just punching through the barriers of the software that she's strapped on, and she's really trying really hard to just be real. That is something that has more interactivity, and that is something that has more ways in order to sell you on that idea. But if Doctor Who is going to go into breaking the fourth wall, which in this episode they kind of did a little bit, it is a little bit more difficult to convince me on it, because all they're doing is that like they like pushed through like the glass and then they came out of the TV, but I'm still watching that on my screen, right? Like that's not changing. So I never feel in any way like I am part of the interaction. I'm only getting the impression that the Doctor is kind of referencing the fact that it is a fiction, but it's not actually interacting with the world outside of the fiction, if that makes any sense, right? It is not interacting with me, the audience. It is addressing that an audience exists, but that is not any different than whenever Mrs. Flood do it. So this episode, even though it actually looked like it was doing a lot of like meta shit and fourth wall breaking shit, because it wasn't something that was so fucking crazy that I'm like, oh no, we've gone off the deep end, because it's not any different than whatever Mrs. Flood does, honestly. It's just addressing that the audience exists, but it is not interacting with the audience, and with that I mean me. It instead created avatars of the audience to put into the show, which are just avatars of the audience. It's not the literal audience. It's just fictional characters created in the likeness of the audience, which is why they go, we're not real. We're going to stop existing the moment you leave. And I think that is the difference that might be if Mrs. Flood ends up being like the god of fiction or something. That is going to be the difference. Lux is a god of light. It can make you look and see whatever the fuck it wants. Like it can project any images it wants. But the god of fiction actually has a way of like interacting with the audience, because it actually breaks through the barriers of that. And if that is the case, one, I am very excited to see that, and two, I don't know how the fuck they're gonna do that. Like, I don't know, like, maybe like at some point in the episode it's just gonna like grab the border, and then you're gonna start saying like the Disney UI, like the streaming service inside of the episode. That's gonna age like shit. But it might happen. I don't know. If Mrs. Flood is the god of fiction, like how do you represent that in the medium of video? I don't fucking know. Like, I feel like you would have to do that outside of the show itself. Like, through social media, like, we might see a Mrs. Flood takeover on May the 24th. Mark my fucking words. If that happens, come back here to me and just be like, fuck yeah, dude, you got that shit. Because I'm calling that. Like, it might happen, some kind of like social media takeover. But even that doesn't, even that I feel like maybe gets a little short from like drilling the point further. But I don't know what else you could do in order to just say, hey, Mrs. Flood is breaking through the fiction and she's actually addressing the audience itself. Okay, that is my theory for Mrs. Flood. Like, I feel like finally I have something to grasp on. Before that, I was like, I don't know, she's kind of a god. Maybe, I don't know what she is. I was thinking like the Master, the Ranny, I don't fucking know. Now that we have had just gods coming in every fucking other episode, I'm thinking like she's a god of some kind. And more so than that, I think that she is the god of fiction. What have we seen her do every fucking time she shows up on screen? Address the audience, address the fiction. She did that this episode, and it's like, why was she even here? Maybe she's here because she's gonna be in every episode because we're setting her up as the big bad of the season. Maybe she's here just because this is a four-wall breaking episode and she had to be here as the god of the fiction. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, enough about Mrs. Flood. I'm out of ideas. I'm out of whatever. Let's talk about the actual episode here. Some goofy shit. We got to see some real fun, like, Space Jam shit of, like, here's a cartoon character interacting with the other characters that are real life. That's fun. It's a fun thing to mix in animation with real life. Like, we don't do that a lot. We don't do that enough, but it's fun whenever I see it. I love animation and I love mixing the two. I have a lot of respect for the medium. More so than that, we bring the idea that this fucking cartoon ass character is actually a god. It's the god of light, Lux Imperator, I think it was, which I'm pretty sure just translates to the Emperor of Light, something like that, or like the light reigns. I don't know my Latin, but yeah, god of light. That's a pretty good god, honestly. Like, in terms of like gods we've seen, like, what was the toy maker? What was the toy maker the god of? God of like tricks? Okay, god of games. It's fun. We also got a god of music. Fun. God of death? That's a pretty spicy one. That's a pretty big one, honestly. Death is kind of a big concept. So is light. Light is everything around us. That's kind of a big thing. So the fact that we dealt with it in one episode, and we dealt with it in a manner that I enjoyed actually, because we just fed him with so much light that he just grew to a point where it just became everything. And it's like, okay. It's not like it's an entity that is trying to crush you. It's just like, oh, it's everything now. We just exist in it. But that also means that it doesn't really have much of like a consciousness or anything. It's just a concept, right? It's not an entity, it's a concept. And that's okay. Sure. So I enjoy how that turned out being. I enjoy the character of Lux. I'm enjoying this, like, I don't know, we battle gods. Like, I feel like at the end of the 15 Doctors run, we're gonna have a god boss rush. Like, we're gonna have a finale two-parter where it's just gonna be all of the gods we've met. They're all gonna show up and they're all gonna like team up and be like, fuck you, Doctor. Like we all fight amongst ourselves because we all do whatever the fuck we want because we're gods. But we've decided we're for the ones form an alliance to wreck your shit because you keep defeating gods. You keep fighting gods and somehow winning, and I don't know how the fuck you do that. We're all back here, baby, for round 2. I feel like that's what we're leading up to because we have had so many goddamn gods. And every time we encounter one of these gods, I feel like, damn, that was fucking good. Like, that was a good, like, encounter. It felt like an encounter. It wasn't just like a mystery of the episode. It was like, no, it felt like, oh, this was important. Even though it is an episodic episode, to me, it feels important. And I think that speaks to more so maybe the volume of what they do with this god characters whenever they show up. Like, they have a lot of personality. Like, Maestro had so much personality. Suthek was, honestly, the CG on Suthek was fucking awesome. And Suthek being this classic villain that has shown up before, as well as the Toymaker is also a classic villain. You don't really feel it too much because the Toymaker, you know, they change actors because, you know, the other actor was in 1964 or whatever. So, like, yeah. But they also chose, I think it's Neil Patrick Harris, that's his name, right? They chose another prominent actor in order to just, like, take on the role. So it feels like every single one of these characters, they have a lot of personality in them. Personally, I really enjoy Mastro. I really enjoy Devil Scored. I love that episode. And this episode is giving me the same feeling of like, okay, we're doing some fucking wacky shit, but it feels like, oh, this is important actually. It's not just like, oh, mystery of the episode. It's like, no, that's a god. It has to go somehow. I don't fucking know how we're gonna do that. And then we do it in a way that feels kind of satisfactory to me. So I enjoy Lux. Lux was fun. I enjoy the visually what Lux was. It was very attractive to the eye. I enjoy the concept of what Lux was, and I enjoy how we deal with it, and I enjoy just the feeling of like, oh, we're dealing with something like actually important here. That was good. Okay, I've been mentioning for the entire discussion, but we haven't actually talked about it yet, and it's you know, it's hashtag Doctor Who Dead Real. By showing all of the fucking Whovians inside of the episode itself, including the ones that are going to be complaining about this episode. How do we like their feature in this episode? What I wonder if it's those 3 guys they got are actual like Doctor Who fans or something that they got, you know, to do like some kind of fan contest or some social media process or whatever. Like, I don't know, that could happen. But these 3 Doctor Who fans showed up. I forgot their names. I'm sorry, I'm bad with names, and that's on me. But those 3 guys, we just fully broke the meta in a, not in a direct way, but in like a sub way, in a way that I just explained, because they are fiction inside of the fiction, and they are aware that they are fiction, but they are saying that they are fiction, but the Doctor is real. So we're not addressing the reality of the fiction that we, the audience, participate on, because we are not participating with that. It's just happening inside of the fiction. It's like, okay, what we saw was a level of sub-fiction inside of the fiction, instead of a level of fiction addressing the real layer of reality that we are in, unless we're also in another layer of fiction, but we didn't know that. So the show was addressing, like, if we are layer 1, the show is layer 2, the Doctor Who fans that showed up in the episode are actually layer 3, and in layer 3, layer 2 is fiction, but the moment that layer 3 stops existing, then it doesn't matter anymore. But that means that the Doctor never actually interacted with layer 1, which is us, it's me, right? We, the real people watching the show. So I hope that explanation made any fucking sense to anyone trying to keep track of how this works. But that means that the show never actually interacted with me. It just interacted with a layer 3 that looks like a layer 1, but it's not layer 1. Okay. Now, these Doctor Who fans in layer 3, they are clearly based on fans from layer 1. Us, reality. They were wearing the 4 Doctor scarf. They were in the fest. They had a Meep shirt. There was a unit shirt. It's just a bunch of like Doctor Who fucking merch, which is fun because merch was also addressed before in an offhand way during Joy to the World. The Doctor just had a bunch of little TARDISes in his desk, and she was like, I don't know, I bought them online. I don't know why there's a bunch of them. Maybe that's what's gonna be the, like, I don't know, the reveal at the end of the season that we get doing like Russell T Davies seasons, which is like, you know, we sneak one thing in every episode, and then whenever you get to the finale 2-parter, it's like, oh, this was the thing you should have been paying attention to. And previous season it was God, what's her name? The other old lady, Suthek old lady, Susan Twist or whatever. Yeah, that was the name of the actress, I think. But this season, maybe the little thing you should be noticing is that Doctor Who is actually, it's actually a show that you can watch in the real universe of Doctor Who, and everybody knows about the Doctor and the TARDIS and whatever, and then the Doctor is like, wait, what? And it's just like, yeah, Doctor, you're a fictional character. I don't know, but like maybe there's gonna be Doctor Who like shows and merch and shit happening inside of the universe. Maybe that's gonna be a way in which we're gonna deal with the god of fiction. Doesn't matter. Okay, these Doctor Who fans, I mean, it was just a scene which was kind of funny of what if the Doctor talked to his own fans? Like, what would that be like? And it's just an exercise of like, yeah, let's explore that. And the way the way it looks like is like, hey, what was your favorite adventure? Blank. Yeah, but what about all the other cool stuff? No, it's blank. And I would say that, I don't know, maybe it's already being a little bit jealous of Moffat, and it's just, but no, that's not what he, because at one point he was like, what about that one where I stood on the bomb the entire episode? That was fun. Blank. Or maybe it's like, hey, can you name one that isn't a David Tennant one? Blank. And it's like, David Tennant wasn't even in that episode for too long. They also explain it like awfully bad. Like Belinda asked like, what was Blink? And it's like, oh, it's this one where you're not allowed to blink. And it's like, oh, but like, no, Blink is fun because of the concept idea of how the Weeping Angels work, but mostly because of the like editing done in that episode. It is done in such a manner where like you never actually see it move, but it keeps changing in very clever ways in the direction and the editing. That's why that episode is so fucking good, honestly. Like, there were ways to execute that episode in which it looked like shit. They didn't do that. Instead, they did a masterful direction and editing, and that's why Blink is so fucking good. They didn't say that. They were just like, oh, you can't blink, and it's like, doesn't tell me anything. One of you should have said Heaven Sent. Come on, man. Heaven Sent won best, like, favorite episode in, like, a poll they did on the 6-year year anniversary. Like, a year and a half ago, they made a poll, and Heaven Sent was number one. Come on, guys. Come on, somebody stick out for Heaven Sent here. I feel like Heaven Sent hasn't been mentioned ever since it happened, and yet we all know that it's the best episode of the show. And I'm looking at you, person who maybe skipped the entirety of Peter Capaldi's run. Go back to watch it. Season 8 is kind of It's not great, but it's not bad either. It's just kind of meh. Series 9 is the best goddamn team I've seen in my life. Series 10 is also really fucking good. Series 9 fucking is incredible. It's Heaven Sent is the best episode of the goddamn show. Go watch that. Not the episode, the season. You need to watch the season in order to watch that episode, okay? You can't just skip to the fucking finale. You need to go through the journey, okay? Clara Oswald is important, and so is Peter Capaldi's 12th Doctor development. Also, nobody mentioned a classic story. They all just said Blink. Come on, guys. Like, there's 26 years shit you can mention. You could have said Genesis. I feel like people, you often bring up Genesis. Nobody bringing it up. And, like, I get it. Classic Doctor Who is very jank. A lot of, off every time. But listen, man. People love Genesis. People love Earthshock. There's so many of these episodes that people are big fans of. Nobody brought it up. Everyone just said Blink. Maybe commentary on the modern Doctor Who fanbase, but at the same time, the modern Doctor Who fanbase is just the Doctor Who fanbase, I think. Like, I say the modern Doctor Who fanbase, but like, you have to think about the fact that like Blink aired like 17, 18 years ago. Like, Blink was a long time ago. There are Blink babies that are now adults. So like, people that watch the show and are hyper fans of the show probably watch Blink at an age where like it was like the hyper shit in the world. So I don't blame everybody for thinking Blink. I don't blame them. But also, I know y'all motherfuckers stopped watching Doctor Who in 2014 after Time of the Doctor specifically. That's when y'all stopped watching this goddamn show, and maybe you came back to it later. But I know so many of you stopped there. I did the same thing. I came back to it and I was like, holy shit, the 12th Doctor is good. And now I've been staying since. But I know y'all out there, I know people that skip the entirety of Peter Capaldi's run and Whittaker's run, and they came back here during like the 6-year anniversary, and they were like, hell yeah, Doctor Who. And I'm like, you motherfuckers, you need to go watch Heaven Sent right the fuck now. Sorry, this video is just devolving into me complaining about the Doctor Who fanbase in a meta way. Hey, that was this episode, honestly. Did it a little bit. One of the fans was the bitter fan, just like, Doctor Who's not what it used to be, you know, hashtag Doctor Who's dead. But then she's just, I like that they didn't like villainize her in any way. The reason why she's harsh and critical on the show is because she cares about the show. And that's what it ended up coming to, is that all three of the fans are really passionate about the show, which is why it is emotional that they all stop existing or whatever, because they care. And, you know, when somebody cares, it's a good thing, right? So I like that. I like that it wasn't just like, hey, the fans are all a bunch of bullshit, you know, like actual bitterness toward their fans, which is something I feel like Stephen Moffat has done before. This felt more like, you know, we're having fun. We're aware of how y'all work, and that's okay. You care about the show, and ultimately, we're happy that you do. That felt nice. That felt really nice. Okay, I guess we have to talk about the Doctor and Belinda Chandra here. Belinda changed a little bit this episode. Maybe it feels like they spent a couple hours trying to fix the TARDIS so it could land on May 24th, because it felt like Belinda at the end of the previous episode and at the beginning of this one, it felt like she was a lot more wary and distant and honestly kind of bitter and angry. And in this episode, it felt like she wasn't as much. It felt like she was honestly a lot more open, which is fun. It's fun to see her actually trusting him a little bit more. But that comes, I feel, with maybe the territory of them spending a couple hours together and actually just like getting to know each other a little. And we got to see a little bit of that. You know, the Doctor asked about her family, her parents, and he was like listening attentively and smiling. He was like, yeah, that's good. I like, her mom is a violinist and her dad sings, but he sucks at it. Like, we got to hear a little bit from her, and it felt like, you know, they're bonding a little bit. So I understand that we probably didn't see a couple of hours where they actually just bonded a little bit more. So then she wasn't as bitter in this episode as she was in the previous one. It wasn't like an immediate, there was a little bit of a jump. But then we actually do get to see her sense of wonder and adventure, which is like, oh, it's 1952 out there. We could go on, take a peek, you know, like I don't get to time travel every day. I could just go and check that out, you know. And it's like, okay, she's falling into the trap, she's falling into it like everyone does. It's like, whoa, like time travel, what's that girl gonna do? I'm gonna go and take a look, see what's popping out there. And immediately they found racism. It happened in the background. They shone a light on it as a thing that happens, but it wasn't the point of it, so it wasn't super prominent. And that's probably for the better, because this episode wasn't about that. It was just a part of it. But I like what the Doctor said about it. It's like, you know, it's like, I've toppled worlds, and it's like, sometimes I make the change, sometimes I just let the change happen as it's supposed to, you know. It just happens around me. I'm not getting involved because it's not my place to do so. But I like that he was like, I am not worried or concerned about my safety necessarily. This is stupid, and I recognize it as stupid, but it is a grim reality. But what am I gonna do? Right? It's just like, that's how this world works. It's not gonna work like this forever. And I like that, like, I recognize this is insulting and honestly stupid, but it's not gonna be this way forever. And we can't change the world like right now. That's not how this works. It's gonna happen gradually, but it's gonna happen. I like that. That's essentially what he said when he was talking to Belinda Chandra, which felt like reassuring in a weird way. It was like acknowledging a sad reality while simultaneously reassuring her that it's not always going to be like this, you know? Like, this is the way it is right now in 52, but it's going to get better. Not perfect, but maybe at some point. Who knows? And that was essentially all it was. Like, we got a little bit of racism in here, and it was just like, yep, acknowledging, we are nodding to it, and we just kind of have to move on. But it felt respectful, is what I'll say. There was that scene when then later the cop showed up and it was like, I'm gonna shoot you, you know something. You know, the woman that wanted to see her teenager son back. It's like, oh, she was lying to them, and then it's like the Doctor saw through it. It's like, that's not real. And it's like, okay. So it wasn't real. And it's like, okay, cool. Belinda seems, ultimately what happened in this episode is that the Doctor got trapped and he was like, you trust me, right? And she's like, yes, I do. Like, we're hanging out for a little bit. I trust you. And it's like, okay, good. Thank you. I need you to do a thing. I know what time it is. And they told you what it was. So go. And then she's like, yes. Okay. And I also love that it was like, it was the mixture of Belinda learning to trust the Doctor. She trusts him in this episode. She learns to trust him. And as a result of that, she ends up saving the day. But also she ends up saving the day because the Whovians told them what to do. Or not as specifically, but they hinted at it. And then they figure it out because of the audience. Which is not us, but it's a self-insert of us in the fiction, which are also fiction. It's on some level, it was some Dora the Explorer shit, where it's literally just looking into a camera and going like, what should I do? And then you tell them, and it's like, that's right. I was thinking that might happen. Like, not what happened, but literally the Doctor looking into the camera and going like, what should I do? And then like looks at me for like 10 seconds in silence, and I'm like, Doctor, break the screen. And then it's like, break the screen. Like that would have been, I feel like the level of joy that I would get from an interaction like that, where I feel like that maybe is the best way in which you can directly interact with the audience, is doing some Dora the Explorer shit, which is just like look into the camera and goes like, you right there, what should I do? Like, it would be cringe. It would be exactly what I want. And I know that's a me thing. Don't care. I don't care about any of y'all fools. I want to see that. And if Mrs. Flood is the god of fiction, it might happen. I'm just saying, get ready for that. Get ready for that on May 24th. Okay, sure. I don't know what else to talk about this episode. I really enjoyed it. I'm enjoying Belinda. I'm enjoying the doctor relationship with Belinda. The one dude that took care of the diner, like that guy was just really nice, wasn't he? Like that kid who was at the diner at 4 a.m. He was like, the mom was like, can I talk to them? If you like, you know, if you can look away. And the kid was like, it's 4 a.m. Who gives a shit? Like I can overlook the rules. Nobody's here to tell me anything. So like, cool. He doesn't care about racism. Positive. And then later when they all come back, all 15 people come back, he literally just runs out the door and he's like, oh my god, it's all 15 of them. They all came back. Oh my god, you guys, we missed you so much. And then he runs in and starts hugging everyone. And it's like, you knew all of these people? Like, how small is this town that he knew all of these people? And he was like, maybe they were all his regular. Maybe this is like the hangout spot. So it's like, wait, they're in fucking Miami. Like, Miami's fucking huge, isn't it? Like, how is it that he just knew every single one of these people and he was like, oh my god, you guys, and he just runs in and starts just screaming and hugging and crying and shitting and pissing or whatever. Like, that guy was just so happy to the point that it was weird, but it made me happy, right? It made me happy to see this little guy just be so filled with joy at just the fact that we save everyone, you know? Like, the emotional reunion of the mom and Tommy Lee or whatever, like, that wasn't as like, that made me feel less than this little kid just running around and being like, you guys, you're all back, because it's like he was so genuine in how much he just wanted to see all these 15 people that, I mean, they have to be strangers to him. There's no way, like, he knows all of them personally. Like, it feels like at maximum they've been to the diner a couple times and he, like, saw their faces a little bit. But why would he care to the degree he does? That's just a very empathetic, like, diner kid, isn't it? All right, cool. I enjoyed that episode. Quite a bit. It made me talk about, like, four-wall breaking shit, which I'm always a fan of. So I'm excited for The God of Fiction coming right to you on this screen on May the 20th. So if that episode airs on the 24th, if I'm fast, I can get that video out on May the 30th. Maybe it will come right to you here live on my channel on May the 30th. Maybe. I don't know. Okay, that's it. Sure. Theories for the end of the season. More God fight. Cartoons. Four-wall breaking shit. Whovians are canon in a sub-layer of fiction in the world of Doctor Who. But the world of Doctor Who still hasn't acknowledged the real audience, except for Mrs. Flood. She's the only one that can do that. Oh, they turned into Scooby-Doo at one point. Okay, it was really funny whenever they were like, oh no, we have turned into cartoons. We are two-dimensional. Even my brain is two-dimensional. What should we do? And then Belinda just expresses herself, and then she gains a little bit more definition, and the doctor was like, oh, I got it. You said something real about how you feel, and that gave you more depth. Literally. I'm going to do the same. And then they just kept going back and forth, and they kept gaining depth, literal depth, by becoming more three-dimensional, literally. Oh, that's so fun. Okay. I think that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you so much for tuning into this Doctor Who reaction. See you guys next time. Bye-bye. And if you would like to watch full-length reaction for this episode, as well as the entirety of the season of Doctor Who, you can do so over at the Patreon. Check out the link in the description below, pop up on the screen, social media, all sorts of cool stuff that I do. See you guys next time. Take care. Bye-bye.